a small reprieve here. Not using too much resources at the moment. At 85k, get an opportunity to replenish a little. Most asteroids are huge asteroids now. So there aren't a ton of them, but they're huge. So this is where, in the last 15k, this is where the railguns are going to get challenged. Nice. Yep, that rocket line is looking rough. Not much I can do in flight for rockets, though. Need iron and explosives. So I could steal some iron from over here, I guess. 10k, 9k. Could be enough rockets to help me get to finish the 10k, right? Right? 8. Wow, that's dense. $7k. Ooh. What is this? What is this? Oh, some stuff ran out of ammunition. And that's fine. It was meant to run out of ammunition. It was reds. Those are reds flipping back to yellows, that's all. Yeah, our regular ammunition line is baller. Doing awesome. 4.5 left. Three. Yes. We did it. Let's go. Let's go. I have officially, in 1.5k, beaten Factorio Space Age. And boom! Let's go! Well, let's take a look at each of our installations. So we're going to go from the most recent to the originals. This is the winning ship. You need more than 3 rocket assemblers, maybe 5. I would say 4 might be enough. 5 would be more better. It was a proper number of launchers. Just need more rockets. Having a little extra here. These 3 were good. 4th would be better. Doing this separation of the 2 and handling the use of the iron ore, making sure that you don't never get caught up on this. Great. But yeah, we got the railguns on there. I'm surprised that the 3 frontal cone railguns was sufficient. That was cool. That was a surprise. I was not expecting that. That's the winning ship. Looking at Aquilo. Aquilo is a small installation. The only place I have anything is on the original island. All on the original island. My science here is, it doesn't seem like it's all that much, but that not all that much is producing 81 per minute. 81 of these science packs per minute. That's pretty significant, honestly. We'll look at global stats in a second. But yeah, got some hot Fulgora there, cooling it down, sending a bunch over here for the science stuff. Also sending a bunch up top here for the quantum processor. Generate manufacturing. Got railgun production over there, and fusion power cells over here. That's pretty much it. That's all you really need is, right? Like quantum processors, railguns, and the fusion power cells, and then of course like the fusion generator and such. It's all being run by nuclear. Even though they say they have no fuel, that's because I'm not feeding them fuel. They're already hot enough. And they are providing both the power, which we have up to 175 megawatts available. We're only using 50. They're providing both that power, but they're also providing the heat. So all of this is heated pretty darn well by the nuclear. Ooh, it's starting to run short. Fulgora. I'm proud of what I ended up having on the Fulgora base. We're pulling from this scrap and bringing it over here, and this again is my only island that I have anything on Fulgora. All being run by bots. I did not even bother to put a train out. So all the scrap handling is done there, and then it comes on in and gets sorted. So this is my Fulgora grinder. I'm really proud of this particular blueprint, actually. It basically handles a entire blue belt. It's mostly reds back here, but it is taking in an entire blue belt of scrap and fully sorting it so that you have an entire bucket of goods, and anything that's above and beyond, it will then scrap, and it will save an entire bin of that, and anything beyond that, it will delete. This is the Fulgora grinder. You see the remnants of my first visit to Fulgora. It was messy and challenging, and I did not enjoy it. And over here we have our science production, which is not really all that sufficient. It is less than Aquilo, 70 per minute, whereas Aquilo is like 80 plus. What else do we have? We're looking at Gleba. Gleba was my least favorite of the places to go. But I ended up finally figuring out how to take advantage of the place. So we got power as these heating towers and steam turbines, feeding them rocket fuel, because rocket fuel is easy to make here on Gleba. Go figure. Where is our rocket fuel production? Wait, is this it? Yes, this is it. Rocket fuel from jelly. So this is the real deal. Like truly. It just got turned back on. So the reason why it wasn't running is because we turned it off. And now we are slowly kind of turning it on, kind of turning it off. This is enabled and disabled based upon the quantity of rocket fuel that we have. So we're sitting at about 2,000 rocket fuel right now. So that is a hallmark of all of my Gleba builds, is that they are controlled by, it's all run by bots, and the inserters themselves are controlled by the quantity that we have in our system. So they determine when things run and when things don't run. There's only one line that runs permanently. Two lines, I guess, but they're both the same, and that is Yamako Mash. Our two Yamako Mash lines are the only two lines that run permanently on this planet. Along with, of course, we have 4 science lines, and all of these run. We run off of eggs. Each little line here is a self-contained line that handles the nutrients. It primes the system with nutrients, and then once it's primed, then we use Yamako Mash for the actual production machines. And then we make eggs at the beginning. 1 or 2 of those eggs gets pulled aside and dropped on the other side. We go back around and continue this process while the rest flow through, and we make science with them. And that is done so that we never have eggs sitting on the line. They always go through, and there's always a surplus that results in some science. All told, like you can see down here, these guys are missing stuff. And just as they're missing stuff, they also get what they need. Gleba has been really good. It is producing 126 science per minute. So it's one of my better outposts. One of my better outposts. Once I figured it out, it began to actually produce a fair bit. And I've even got a decent line of green chips, red chips, and blue chips that run out here. Not a ton, but some. Yeah, it's been good. So it was one of those, it was the most frustrating when I first found it. And now that I've come to understand it better, it's still finicky, and I'm not much of a fan, but I've figured out how to take advantage of it. So don't mind it too much. Vulcanus is the most bare bones basic in general, and it was my most haphazardly placed stuff. I just threw stuff down where I could and called it good, kind of like Fulgora before I created the Fulgora grinder. After creating the grinder, it got a lot cleaner. It got a lot better over there, but I have not gotten to that point with Vulcanus. I only ever killed 2 worms, I think. Never killed anything bigger than the smallest of worms. Never revisited to fix anything or to set anything else up. It literally was just you set it up once and you call it good, you're done, you know? I've got this guy over here making me big mining drills when I want it to. On the other side, I've got this guy over here that's making me these foundries. So that's all I've really needed. I also just recently put together this bit so that I could build out the Black Swan. And this gives me green belts, splitters, and undergrounds. But I just put this together at the last second. I haven't used green belts on any other build. Only reds all throughout, basically. We did put a little bit of production. We have greens, reds, and a couple blues over here. But that's it. Some tungsten plates being generated and ready for export over here. And if we follow this line, you'll eventually get to one of the other kill sites, which doesn't even have a roboport, but that's my tungsten patch. So a tungsten patch there. We've got a nearly depleted coal patch down here, and my calcite, which is all of these are my originals, and then of course the sulfur. All of these are the original patches that I found when I landed, and I haven't needed any more. And then there's Nauvis. Nauvis still ends up being my biggest base. I tried to really maximize my rails, and I think I overdid it, and it's a little futile. The scale that I did it at was futile. I built it for 100 SPM. So everything here goes between 100 and 120 SPM for reds and greens and whatnot. The military science is not. I had to ramp that up significantly towards the end of the playthrough. It was only 10 SPM or something like that. But all the rest of it, right, are red, green. Here's our military. Blue and purple. All of those are built for about 110 SPM. Yeah, it was good. It was a really good run. Highly successful. I even, you've got a couple of special things over here, right? A whole bunch of oil production over here. So we got a coal coming in to support that. We got plastic, a bunch of plastic going out. We got sulfuric acid going out, some lubricant going out. A ton of iron over here. Got a ton of iron over here because behind the oil, there, wow, it is highly diminished, but it was a massive iron patch before. It still has 18 million iron available there, so you can see it's not moving, but we've got a ton of iron over there. We also have, I'm proud of this one. They're called, I have 2 fuel trains. They go out and drop fuel off at other places, but I also made just a couple of these explicitly pit stops, and they're all called the same thing, pit stop fuel central. That was so that trains could just add that to their route and they could stop in and fuel up on their way. So, because everything basically goes up into that main district, you know, main production district. Over here, I was also proud of this one. This is the steel manufacturing. So this is the steelworks, and then for the steelworks, there is an iron patch down here that was also a lot bigger that I just turned into steel. That's how it started. And then I realized I had a lot of space, and I already had this train stop. So I decided I was going to bring any iron ore that I wanted here, and we'll just funnel it straight down the middle. And then once it gets through the bottom, well, let's get it smelted into steel. So now it does straight iron ore into steel on both sides, and then exports it back to this one, making this a much more used stop. So that was kind of cool. Much more modular, this kind of design, and this is the design that I foresee using in the future, where you bring in the ore and it produces a final product. That would be nice. That would be a great thing to be able to accomplish. I would like to see something like that. We've got over here more oil stuff, plastic primarily. Uranium. This is my first time dealing with much uranium stuff. I have an actual proper nuclear plant. This is my first actual nuclear plant, and not only that, but with the encouragement of one of my viewers, War Demon, I was encouraged to try using nuclear on another planet, so I exported nuclear fuel cells out to Aquilo and built my Aquilo build on nuclear, trusting in the production that I have here on Nauvis. So this is the production I have on Nauvis. We're taking in the new ore down here, and this is our Covarex system in the middle. It's a very basic system, just enriched stuff on the inside and regular stuff on the outside. And then I have some smarts hooked up that say anytime that we exceed 190, pull some off. And thing is, it's just locked up because it's locked up. Our production is so solid above what we need that we're good to go. So yeah, it was a great little design and has worked really, really well. I even used speed beacons. Look at that. I even used beacons. And that's got its own uranium train that I currently have stopped elsewhere. Got a massive blue chip factory down here. So you can see it comes off of this huge 22 million copper plus 10 million iron. And we make all of these green chips, this entire row, double row of red, followed by an entire double row of blue. So that gives us an eternal amount of blue chips, so much so I've got 34 epics sitting over there, 500 rares, and I've been using them as well. And I think I've only got, yeah, look at that, I've only got quality in like the first like 10. That's fed. This is another part that I'm proud of. We got plastic getting dropped to there. We got sulfuric acid getting dropped here. Why is that getting dropped? What's that used for? Oh, sulfuric acid is used in the production of blue. Wow, okay. So yeah, so that's one of our sulfur trains, sulfuric acid trains, and then we've got blue chips being picked up over here as well. So we're hauling in what we need. We've got an iron patch over here that's feeding this central steelworks. And down here, we've got coal coming in and feeding this, which we can't see at the moment, but as you can tell, this is all oil. So we've got coal coming in and plastic coming out. So we're making a lot of use of this oil here too. So yeah, we did a lot of satellite building. It was really great. A bunch of copper up here. Had 2 big sets of copper. And then down here was my first ever oil, so it was a rather diverse build. But ended up being batteries with some sulfuric acid, sulfur itself coming out. And this is my giant solar array that provides 500 megawatts. A little bit of stone up there, and yeah, it was and some steel up top here as well, and stone there as well. Had some more copper here and oil up there. Another uranium patch. Haven't used much of it. Yeah, it ended up. This isn't my Nauvis then. First time building out this strong 100 SPM base, and I feel like I could have made it a lot bigger. I feel like this was really manageable. It did take time, 230 hours. It was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun, those hours. But a lot of time. So I think for now I'll probably flip over to another game for the next week or so, and likely by the end of next week I'll probably be flipping back into Factorio one more time. And the goal this time being not just making a base and surviving, but building up a base that I'm kind of proud of, like this. Building up a base that I'm kind of proud of like this, and not just surviving, but actually building something kind of organized, you know, kind of like I did, like, you know, setting up all of this science like this, you know, like that's great. I want to use these. I don't want to use these walkways between them. Having 2 lanes each direction is a little bit of overkill. I feel like if I had, instead of out and in and out here, if I had only 2 lanes up here, and I pushed them up and around and down, that would have been better. That would have been a lot better. Have it basically just be a one-way loop. Having 4 lanes is just overkill. And like those 2 would come in, and you could have the 3 stops off of it and the build out to the side. Yeah, we're gonna do it a lot different next time. We're gonna do it a lot different next time. I still foresee the use of rails, and that is the goal. The goal next time is the use of rails on every planet. I want to have enough production that I want to use rails on all planets, and like Fulgora, I want to set up the grinder here so that we're gonna do. This is our regular. This is our regular production, and then I want to set up another one for uncommon, and another one for rare, and another one for epic, and another one for legendary, and actually push out, have an upgrade path for everything over here so that we can get stuff up to legendary. Kilometers. Made it 60-ish, like 70 kilometers. 30 kilometers the first time, and then with this build, without the extra ammunition, I made it 70. So we've got a little ways to go yet. We're cruising good though, 101 kilometers per second, so we're moving at a decent clip, not slow, not fast. I haven't looked at that for a while though. How is our fuel production and power usage? Completely full reserves, being managed properly. Power use. Half of what I can produce. 43 power cells remaining, so we're doing excellent there as well. Ammo lines. Rocket line and railgun line are both looking really solid. Ammunition is looking good. Still nothing using the red yet, though. I don't think it'll happen until basically the regular actually starts to run out, which I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll see. I can force it to happen. There, I'll make it happen for like 6 turrets, 3 turrets per side. Yeah, we're flowing, and there's red in the mix there for him. 40,000. Almost halfway there. Boom, railgun. Boom, railgun. Nice. Yep, and you can see our railgun line and rocket line both are very solid. Ammunition. Starting to get picked over a little. Only a little. Oh, there you go. These have now loaded in with red. Now that they've started using red, they're going to keep themselves full, if possible. So I'm going to let them pick and choose. I'm going to set up another couple to use red. Alright, 50 kilometers. What is our 50 kilometer check-in? Railgun ammo is actually legit backing up. Rockets are not backing up. Rockets are getting used. They're not getting completely replenished. So, let's increase rocket production. Everybody got an extra speed mod. That brings us up to 2.3 rockets per second being generated. Alright. Got a new red consumer on board over there. A couple new red consumers on board over here. And that's all I want to push the force to use red. I don't know how much red production we've actually got. Look, it seems like our copper is lagging behind pretty hard. We're not able to get rid of all of the... no, we're not able to get rid of all the iron that we need to in order for red to be any better. But that's fine because that ammo line is solid. That is a good ammo line. So backing up again. Closing in on 60k. The record I had from my last attempt was 70. So here's a 60k. Looking really, really clean so far. increasing a little bit of my rocket production one more time. Because holy cow, we are using rockets now. Now that rocket line is looking a little thin. Doing well, but it's starting to look thin. Oof. Yeah, there are a couple of gaps, but we've got a good stock. Like those rockets go all the way around the ship. So we've got a good stock, and I bumped production one more time, so it's all speed mods. And there's plenty of space on the ship to rework it one more time if we need to. We're still cruising at 100 kilometers a second. Just past 70k. This is now the furthest that we've made it. Each of the turrets that we switched to red are still red. I see more new copper coming in. So seeing new copper come through means it looks like we're doing decent in that production level. Our guns are doing awesome. 74k. Looking at the rockets getting used by these 12 here. And I bet you it seems like it's launching like 4 per second. Or 4 or 5 per second. I'm not replenishing 4 or 5 per second. $80k, we're coming in on 80,000 kilometers. 1/5 of the way to go. Take a good look at that rocket line. Oh, this is a good place to look at it. I'd say it's about 60% right now. Maybe a little more, maybe a little better than 60%. And we just crossed over 80k. Only 20k to go. Get a small reprieve here. Not using too much resources at the moment. At 85k, get an opportunity to replenish a little. Most asteroids are huge asteroids now. So there aren't a ton of them, but they're huge. So this is where, in the last 15k, this is where the railguns are going to get challenged. Nice. Yep, that rocket line is looking rough. Not much I can do in flight for the rockets, though. Need iron and explosives. I could steal some iron from over here, I guess. 10k, 9k. Could be enough rockets to help me get to finish the 10k, right? Right? 8. Wow, that's dense. $7k. Ooh. What is this? What is this? Oh, some stuff ran out of ammunition. And that's fine. It was meant to run out of ammunition. It was reds. Those are reds flipping back to yellows, that's all. Yeah, our regular ammunition line is baller. Doing awesome. 4.5 left. Three. Yes. We did it. Let's go. Let's go. I have officially, in 1.5K, beaten Factorio Space Age. And boom! Let's go!